Let's face it, the regular media is a joke. It didn't used to be that way. It used to be contained by people that got the facts before they reported it. Well, we are bringing that back. This is the Brooks Report Live. We are the true voice of Southeast Texas. Breaking news, weather, traffic alerts, events, Q&As. If it's happening in Southeast Texas, we are there. This is the Brooks Report Live. And now your host, Adam C. Brooks.
Hey guys, thank you for joining us here on the Brooks Report Live. I am your host, Adam Brooks. If you would, put a 1 in the comments if you're watching us live, put a 2 if you're watching the recorded version, and like always, let us know what city you're watching us from. Please be sure and share this broadcast. Invite your friends, tag a few friends in the comment section if you will. Help us grow here on the Brooks Report Live, and stay tuned for the show. Thank you guys for joining us.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me here on the Brooks Report Live. I am your host, Adam Brooks, and I'm joined in studio. I don't know that I've ever said that before, so in studio with Philip Blackman. Thank you so much for joining me, Philip. And I'd like to encourage everyone, if you're watching us, let us know if you can hear us. I'd really appreciate it. Put a 1 in the comments if you're watching us live. Put a 2 if you're watching the recorded version. Now let's get down to business. As everybody can see on the graphic that's in the center of the page, you are with Hogs and Strings. And unless people have been living under a rock somewhere, well, it's a pretty popular event, but we hope to make it even more popular this year, Philip.
Absolutely. And I appreciate you having us on. This is what we're trying to do, is trying to get the word out. Let everybody know it's the most fun you can have legally.
Yeah, for sure. So, Philip, first of all, let's talk about, kind of your role. How did you get involved in Hogs and Strings? And first, let me say this. For those that don't know what Hogs and Strings is, we're not gonna criticize you for it. We're just gonna say, hey, you need to check it out, because I know Southeast Texas and East Texas and the Golden Triangle, and they support our veterans and they support people with special needs. So, Philip, why don't you fill us in on kind of your role, if you like to, and a little bit about it?
Oh, yeah, sure. I got here. I've been with this organization, Indian Springs Campground, which is where this music festival is going to be located, out there in the butt of the big thicket. This is our 7th annual. I've been with them for 6 years. And all of our money, all of our proceeds that we bring out. So Hogs and Strings, it's not a motorcycle rally. A lot of people tend to think it is because it's hogs. But no, it's a barbecue cook-off and a music festival. Lots of good times, lots of good friends, lots of good family coming out. Everybody's having fun. We're raising money for Indian Springs Campground, which is what we do, is we take disabled veterans, especially these kids, out for hunts. We take them fishing, camping, and all of our facilities are ADA compliant. So it's really cool to be able to watch these kids just kind of grow from point A to point B. Everybody kind of getting out there and getting in nature.
That is awesome. And do you guys have to have, do people volunteer to do this for you guys?
Oh, yes, sir. We're always looking for, we're always looking for volunteers. Just doesn't seem like, it always seems like we don't just almost have enough. Yes, but all of us, we are volunteers because we are a 501c3.
Sure.
We're nonprofit. We're all just volunteers. So we just want to give back, and man, what a greater mission than this.
I would like to tell the folks watching, if you know somebody that has a special needs child or an individual, not necessarily even a child, but tag them in this post, if you will, so they could become aware of this in case they're not. I'd really appreciate it. Let's talk about the veteran side of things, Philip. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, so we get most of our, in 1992. So for beginners, Indian Springs Campground, they've been doing this since, began this in 1985 as a camp for inner city and underprivileged kids. At around 1992, Indian Springs Campground, they partnered with the PVA, the Paralyzed Veterans Association. And so these are, we recognize veterans or disabled veterans in several different phases. You have your walking wounded, and then you have your ambulatory, obviously. And then through the PVA, they bring these warriors out to us. We can take them whatever capacity they want to show up. We have the facilities to accommodate them. Even our deer stands are ADA compliant.
Oh, that's great news. So, have you seen this organization or this event grow over the last few years? Because I hear it's really big now.
Oh yes, sir. It is. This is our 7th year, and yeah, absolutely. Every year that we go through, we just seem to get bigger and bigger because the word is getting out there more and more. People are coming out with the musical acts we have this year. We have Band of Heathens, we have Sundance Head, and several others. They realize that it's just a good place to have good food, good music, good times, and it's in a
Man, I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm just going to tell you, I am so glad that you guys have, are doing this. I'm so glad I get to have a little part in it and just be out there to cover it and all that and tell people about it. This is not what we want people to take away from this, but as a give back, I was looking at some of the giveaways that people have donated, some of the sponsors and some other things. And I'm telling you, those are some amazing giveaways.
Yeah. So are you talking about raffle tickets?
Yes.
Man, yeah. So every year we do. This is always so fun for us. Every year we always try to give away a few guns, barbecue pits. I think last year the one that everybody was going for, we had 2 different kinds. We had people that wanted the guns, and we had people who wanted the adult beverage wagon that we had on. This year we got a lot of people who want.
I'm glad you don't combine those things.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So this year we got 3 guns, grill, and a gift card. So and then while you're there, we have a great gun giveaway where you can buy gun tickets, and we do a gun draw after every musical act. So there's always a chance to leave with more iron than you showed up with.
Well, that's terrific news, especially where we live. I know folks are really gonna want to hear that. Now, let's talk about details: the date, the time, the when, the where, all that stuff.
Oh yeah. So October the 19th, out at there. It's out of a place called Indian Springs Camp. The address is going to be 6106 Holland Cemetery Road out in Koontz, Texas. So about 6 miles north of the Koontz. A lot of people have heard of a place called the Barn. It's where folks go to get married, apparently, in Northeast Texas. It's a big wedding venue.
Okay.
So that's where we are. Saturday, October the 19th, 10:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, you know what? I can't wait to show up. I know these folks can't wait to show up. And if I may, Philip, why I've got you here, you being a part of this event, we were talking about how we met. So this is something that's really near and dear to your heart, being a former veteran. And, I've known you to help with other programs. I remember with the Lumberton Ledger, you were involved with some things over there. And so I know your heart's really in this place. And what I'd like you to do, if you can, I don't mean to put you on the spot really, but can you maybe give me a story or an example of how this event has helped people?
Oh man, I'd love to. And I everywhere that I go speaking, I try to sell the dream of Indian Springs Campground, what it is, and really what it should mean to Southeast Texas. I always tell the same story. We had a veteran. He was an Iraq veteran. He was combat wounded, which most of them are. He came out. He was obviously battling a lot of demons. You could tell that he was real standoffish, even around the rest of us. He wouldn't really have a lot to do with anyone. He kind of slept way off away. He wouldn't join the bonfire, and that was Friday when we first started. When we first met him. And then by Sunday, every time we got together, every time we did a weird game or just started laughing, he would start to participate more and more, and you start to see this growth of this. The thing that most veterans, especially my generation, that we look for, and I would probably assume most others, is man, you miss the camaraderie, and the camaraderie is where healing. That's the only place where healing takes place, because that's where you got broken. You got broken with brothers, and it only makes sense you're going to heal with brothers. And that's what we're doing out there at Indian Springs.
Thank you for giving me that story, or giving us that story. And I just wanted you to do that because we can get wrapped up in the fun things, right? But this is truly after the event wraps up and the musicians go home and the games get stored away till next year, there are real lives that are impacted by this event. And so, thank you guys for what you do. And I know you personally, you are all about helping veterans, and I appreciate what you do. And I thank you for your service as well. So, thank you for joining me here tonight.
Thank you.
I think we checked all the boxes about the when, where, and all that stuff. But if you want to give it to us just one more time in our closeout, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. So it is October the 19th, Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. Big Thicket Hog and Strings Music Festival in Kuntz, Texas, 1606 Holland Cemetery Road. We'll see you guys there. Thank you so much for your generosity and support.
Thank you guys for joining us. And thank you, Philip, again for coming out. Hogs and Strings Cook-Off Music Festival.